Hello, dear co-creative weavers. Here's Erika Macy, also known as erikamacy.me, like the name of my website. Connecting with you from my heart to yours on a Saturday, which is based on the sixth natural cycle from my book, The Weirding Way of Conscious Destiny Weaving, which is all about spreading the seeds, like sharing our gifts, our wisdom seeds. Yeah, that's why I've also got an ebook that you can purchase based on 33 wisdom seeds, roots and wings wisdom seeds, or my book, The Weirding Way, The Mysterious Art of Weaving Your Own Destiny, which invites us to weave, yeah, with our unique life threads, which show themselves up through certain roots, like we have been woven through the runes, or to the Slavic Bereginis, which are Slavic roots, or how we are interconnected through certain vibrations, because runes are vibrations. When we sync them, or when we unleash our creativity to connect with those vibrations, energies, then they start to show up in synchronicities and miracles and express themselves through us. That's why I also like numerology, or the soul tree horoscope, or the birth rune soul journeys, which are all tools to get to know our unique threads, our unique gifts, how we have been woven, and our whole life experience as incarnated souls in a unique body is all about becoming conscious, how we have been woven, and how there are always like spirit guides, energies, signs, symbols speaking to us. Like yesterday, there was the 11/11th, St. Martin's Day, Day of the Light in the dark. I purchased a daily Om course about embracing signs and symbols in our life, and there was day 1, which was all about numerology, which I also write about in my book, The Weirding Way, in my second chapter about setting down runes which give us our unique personality. Yeah, for example, I'm a life number 6, added together 33, number 6, which is all about acceptance and being a visionary. And especially my breast cancer journey was a big initiation into acceptance, even of my harshest healing journey. Like I write about in my second book, The Even More Weirding Way, how I embrace demons into diamonds, how to really surrender and accept that all life's experience are for me if I'm courageous. Courage from French comes from the cœur from the heart, to really embrace everything with the heart. And through this acceptance and embracement, and there is this spaciousness where love can weave through us, and that's where we can see even more the signs, symbols, the spirit guides, how the whole universe is interconnected. And this is for me conscious destiny weaving, the weirding way, because weird in Norse language, this is the space where everything originates from. It's also the rune weird, it's nothingness, and we also come from the dark womb and from the big cosmic womb. Everything originates from that if we learn how to completely surrender and become channels for all those energies to weave through us. And then it becomes very easeful to see the signs. For me this week was also very paramount to follow the sign of asking friends or people who know my work of the Weirding Way to nominate me for the Eagle Feather Shamanic Award, because I hear the calling after I have spent many years now to weave in the Germanic runes and the Slavic goddess archetypes and the Slavic runes into my life, to most strongly embrace my Kazakh roots. And Kazakhstan comes from the big Turkestan Empire, where and also the Siberian shamanism, which is also called Tengriism, which I've been learning for the last few years, and that's where the Great Mother Umai speaks so loudly to me. It's also about to weave in now those roots of Tengriism, and following the calling from Umai, the Great Mother Umai. And so my third book is emerging, Shamanism, Shambhala, and Shimbolak, Ancient Wisdom for Modern Times. As you can hear, in the root word of Shamanism, Shambhala, Shimbolak is the same root word. And it goes back, that's why we write about it. It goes back to this ancient wisdom transmitted through the mountain range of the Altai Mountains and the Tanshan Mountains, which cross through China, Kazakhstan, the Himalayas, Tibet, and Siberia. So it's a calling to go even more back in time to uncover those lost, forgotten stories and threads, through focusing now on Kazakh embroidery symbols and Kazakh nomadic stories. So I started to read more about here the Kazakh fairy tales, and I like to do a one-year education of how to tell nomadic stories. And for that costs about 3,500 euros. That's where I followed with the calling to try to receive the money to the shamanic award of 5,000 US dollar. I got out my Kazakh eagle feather, because this award is called the Eagle Feather Award. And so I connected very strongly now with the eagle over the mountains in Kazakhstan to call in the wisdom of the bird's eye view. And also my birth spirit in Siberian is called Ayami, which is a particular mountain also called Shimbolak in Almaty, Kazakhstan. That's where I'm born and lived the first 9 years of my life. So I'm connecting to the mountains, like you see here, mountain range in Kazakhstan, and then I go above the mountain as an eagle to just let the wisdom weave through me and follow the signs and symbols, like this nomination for Shamanic Award, making contacts with people and shamans and embroiderers around this mountain in Kazakhstan. And just follow other signs. Like I like to share the wisdom of the oracle cards, the Beregini symbol, and the runes, which are always very great tools for me to follow the divine, symbols about my next steps in life. So for next week, the oracle card is the arrow. So I read out the information about the arrow. Receiving the symbol reminds you that when you are in alignment with your heart and soul, you are on target and will soon be hitting your mark. Be true to your calling, release attachments, and free yourself from the bondage of unbridled ambition. Now is revealed to be a moment of contact in which your intention meets the material world. The arrow also symbolizes the need to set your creativity free. When the arrow sings through the air, it is inviting you to pay attention and signifying that you are about to make your mark in some aspect of your life. It illuminates the moment of contact when you know that your desires and intentions have traveled on the wind and landed in the perfect place for your highest good. Trust that your job is to be relaxed, yet focused, keeping your eye on the prize, yet releasing your intention with full expectation that it will land as it is supposed to. Don't worry about the high or the exact form. This is not a time to interfere with the manner in which the arrow flies. It will make its mark, and you will have cause to celebrate. This is a time to admit that by continuing on the path you're on, you might be shooting yourself in the foot. Could it be that you have become so attached to winning this game that you have missed the true mark? What if your arrow was never meant to land where you wanted it? Now is the time to regroup and ask yourself if what you desire is really worth your energy. This is a sign that something better is waiting. Consider the wisdom in not getting what you want. Suffering in this case is a pathway to heal the parts of you that feel unworthy. The parts that worry there isn't enough. Make peace with those voices. What is truly yours will be waiting for you. Yeah, isn't that beautiful? Also similarly, like I told you about my intention to attract the money through the shamanic award. I set the intention, but then I leave it. It's like becoming this eagle and just fly over the mountains and being observed without any attachment. So this is also the wisdom of this card. And it's also similar to the Rune Sowelo, which stands for sun and showing us light on our path like the arrow. It also stands for life force energy that connects us with below and above. And letting in this divine energy flow through us, which always is available to us. It's our soul purpose. It comes from Sunni's chariot. It's in Norse mythology, it's Sunna, she's female, who is riding the chariot of the sun. So we can just become this channel and let this energy weave through us, and it will show us and light the path. And the Beregini symbol for next week is the Priestess. This is a very mature energy from the 9th circle in Slavic moon and sun calendar. There are 9 cycles that the soul travels through when we are incarnated. And so destiny weavers, like I feel is weaving through me at the birth in Slavic tradition. There are those destiny weavers who give us a soul tree horoscope where there are 7 symbols of the 7 goddess archetypes, where we can connect with all our lives, our main energy in the center. She's always available for us. And so we weave through all those 27 energies to fulfill our destiny as consciously as possible. And the priestess, she's from the 9th cycle. So she already matured and integrated a lot of life experiences. She is from the upper world, and her affirmation is, I receive all the divine guidance and symbols from above. And at the same time, she's from the 9th dimension of the earth. So she manifested a lot. She integrated a lot. And I love this synchronicity as well here from as below as above. So like the priestess, we receive all guidance from above, but it's also about materializing to fully live it in our bodily experience here on earth. And I also like this combination of the arrow, where I have to think about one of my allies, which is the god Tyr in Norse mythology, who is also a priest and also known as a king. He was a king before Odin, but then he chose to sacrifice his right arm to stop his beloved's wolf Fenris from devouring the whole earth. He was the only one who was able to tame Fenris, and he loved Fenris. And still he chose to be of greater service to the world that is not devoured, to sacrifice his right arm. Yeah, and so that Fenris was tamed to not devour us. And it's a like divine masculine energy, and I like how it is in harmony with the priestess, with the divine feminine being in balance. And I particularly love this because it's also very similar to my legendary painting. I just show it. So this is my legend painting, and she's also like the goddess and the warrior, like incorporating the yin and yang, the masculine and feminine, in a harmonious way. And there is also, like my masculine side, there is also the arrow here, the bow and the arrow, and the feminine is like the lotus with my guide, the raven here. And also like the Sowelo energy, life force energy, the Kundalini energy. It's all about how to know how to work with our energies through all the chakras. That's the Kundalini's energy, and to really co-create with it and block like any like blockages that may be in our bodies, so it can flow again, and we can become those channels to receive the wisdom from our spirit guides and angels and sacred signs and symbols, and to really consciously weave our destiny. So I like how next week's sacred signs and symbols incorporate exactly that, like to stay on the path, yeah, to know our next step, yeah, to weave with our life force energy, but also materialize it in a mature feminine way, like a priestess would do. Yeah. I hope you enjoyed this reading. I love to hear your comments. What is arising for you when you hear this? And I'd also love to hear about your sacred signs and symbols that speak to you, or your spirit guides. Yeah, so let's weird together. Consciously weave our destiny together. So, with the Ancestors Candle on Saturdays, here with the Path of the Guardian symbol, send you many, many blessings. Have a wonderful week. Blakataru, many blessings.